Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Chamber Chat Live. My name is Bill Vitiello. I am the Director of Institutional Relationships and Marketing at the Victory Bank in Limerick. Welcome to another episode. Quite different than last week. If you tuned in last week, I was actually out and about. I think it was approaching 70 and took an opportunity to literally take a walk in the park. So if you had tuned in for that episode, there was a lot of updates that Eileen had given. I know she sent an email out with a lot of updates, and then there's also a tremendous amount of information that's available via the chamber website as well. So if you wouldn't mind, after watching this episode or listening to it, to go to the website and make sure that you catch up on everything that's going on with the chamber. We have so much scheduled, and it's really great to see everybody back out again and networking like we should. So you take advantage of that. Have your some of your employees take advantage of that. Cannot wait to see you out there. So, all right, well, let's bring into today's guest. We were just chatting offline. It's been a while since we had connected. I think it was pre-COVID. That dang COVID. What the heck? So my guest
So
today is Lauren Williams. She is the Chief Boss Lady and founder of Workplace Harmony. Welcome to Chamber Chat.
thank you. And thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to see you live and to get to reconnect with you. It has been a while.
Yeah, I love the Chief Boss Lady. I was chuckling, but I love it. I think it's cool.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you very much. I
Yeah, so
decided to
welcome.
make my own title. So,
Yeah, that's great. It's creative. I love it. So for those folks who aren't familiar with Workplace Harmony, let's start with that, and then we're going to dive in a little bit further.
absolutely. So, Workplace Harmony provides businesses with human resources, people operations, and organizational development, consulting and best practices and strategy for their growing business. So, we work with a lot of businesses who are growing or about to take their business to the next level. And we really are a partner with them and an advisor in all things related to the people. We help to make workplaces better by building great communication internally and by helping get the right people in the right seats so everyone loves their job and can thrive with whatever it is they do best.
Yeah, I love it. And you are the founder of Workplace Harmony. And there's a lot of local businesses that are members of the chamber who started out just like you did. And it's always interesting to hear people's journeys. So I wanted to hear how Workplace Harmony came to be.
Yeah, that's a great question. So, honestly, I blame it on a dog. I had been working in corporate HR many, many, many years, and one day a star employee resigned, and it wasn't for money, and it wasn't for learning, and it wasn't for growth. It was for a dog. She found a job where she could take her dog to work. And I sat back and thought, wow, this landscape has drastically changed. If we can't even hold on to people because of a dog, we're going to have trouble not only finding top talent, but holding on to them. And so I really started thinking about what businesses need. And I realized that my skill set and what I could do is take what I knew about building really strong cultures and building workplaces with highly engaged employees could be shared with business owners and small businesses who usually don't have an HR person. They usually don't have that knowledge in house. And so I set out to do that, to build great cultures that helped employers learn that the landscape had drastically changed for the type of workers entering our workforce, that it no longer was a market where people needed jobs. It has shifted, and there's a lot of opportunities for candidates. So you have to stand out as an employer of choice. And how you can do that is by implementing some really easy practices into your day to day that make people want to work there and tell people where they work and encourage their friends to come. And so we just set out to do that. And we've been going at it now 3 years. We're about to celebrate our 3 year anniversary, and things are really going well. And I am grateful to have an amazing team who helps get it all done and really connects with our clients. Everyone becomes a trusted advisor. So I feel like nowadays everyone's a consultant, but I would say we are very much trusted advisors with our clients.
Yeah, we're going to talk about your team in just a few moments, but I want to go back to the small business. So,
Mhm.
like you were saying, there's a lot of small businesses that don't have that HR backbone that's needed.
Yeah.
Whether it be culture wise, trying to figure that out, or even from a legal standpoint. So if you wouldn't mind expanding on that a little bit, and why, look, I'm a small business, right? Arguably I may have a little bit smaller budget. So I guess explain, why, if I'm a small business owner, money should leave my pocket to invest in workplace harmony to better my business or to better my HR area.
That's such a great question. That's such a great question. So there's a couple of reasons. The first being that people operations and people as your assets are one of the most costly things a business has in terms of expenses, are the people that are working for you. And oftentimes with a small business, the people, it's a very lean team, and it may be a team made up of family and friends, which adds a layer of sophistication to how you manage family members and friends, so that we get to come in and help you identify, are the right people in the right seats, and really help you. Are you spending the most wise way with this team? And honestly, our cost model for small businesses is very, very affordable. We have a program called Harmony in a Box that was designed for employers with 0 to 20 employees. And this program gives you everything you need in a DIY HR kit plus consulting on top of it. So not only are we telling you what to do, we're handing you the tools, we're giving you the keys to the car, and we're saying, go do it and be really great at it. And this is all you need to do to get it done without a huge, 5, 6 figure price tag that you'll get with a big consulting firm. We've made it very simple, very easy to understand, and very applicable to any industry. So we have restaurateurs using it, small professional services agencies, marketing companies, you name it. It's built for anybody running a business who doesn't have time to be in the weeds with the people stuff.
That's awesome, and I love it. And again, as a small business owner, I'm looking to make sure that I minimize any type of liability for myself, whether it's losing staff or it's some sort of legal issue. I wanted to ask you. So look, there's a lot happening in the workplace right now, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people moving around for different opportunities. So what are you seeing, and how can companies adapt to that change? So whether they're receiving new employees or they may be challenged with employees who are exploring other opportunities, what kind of advice can you give to them to, I don't know, maybe settle themselves or settle their concerns a little bit about what's happening?
Yeah, I think it's a very valid concern. And you're right. Our marketplace today with labor is very tight, very tough. I've yet to talk to a client this week who's not looking for more talent in some way, shape, or form. First thing I say is start with what you have. Take an assessment of who works in your company, what they're doing, where their strengths lie, and where you can apply those strengths to maybe help support another area or another need in the business before going out and hiring. So often we think the answer is more bodies, and sometimes the answer might be realigning who's doing what and making sure everybody is working efficiently and it doesn't take 5 people touching the same thing to get it out the door. So I'd say first take a look at that. Then if you've done that and you say, nope, we need help, then I think you be really smart about how you hire. And one of the things we stress with our clients, and that's also in the kit, is how to hire people and really go about it the right way, not have a fire drill hire, as we call it, but be very selective, and how to ask the right questions during interviews, how not to get sued, how to make sure that you are mindful of what you're asking a candidate, and really make your employer value proposition known. So, what I mean by that is, why would I come work for you? I have 5 other places I could go. What do you have that they don't? What does a day in the life feel like at your business? And what are you going to offer me that the others may not? And I think that shift is really critical right now, because no longer are people clamoring to get in and get a job. You have to sell them on the job. And so, anyone interviewing them, I highly recommend that you train the people doing interviews on how to conduct a really good interview, how to prepare for one, and how to make sure that they're mindful and intentional and fully present during that interview, and then make the most of the time. So if that's a panel interview to quickly meet a few people at once, do that. If that's a really quick 20-minute, chat and then they get to meet someone else, do that. But be smart about how you interview so that you're getting the right people in.
So, small businesses out there, anybody really listening to this, do you see where you need somebody like Lauren at Workplace Harmony? I don't think she came up for a breath during that entire time, but and I love it. You're talking about, just a bunch of things were going through my head as you were saying that, and it's all about resources. So, like, if I'm a business owner and I'm looking to ask those questions, I may not even know the right question to ask. So
No.
that's where I think somebody like you would be helpful. I'm on, and I apologize because I'm looking away from the screen here, but I am on your website. And I don't know, Haley, would you be able to pull up um, Workplace Harmony's website, please, real quick? And I just wanted to show something there because I happened to dive into the resources section of your website. And there are quite a few articles on there, which I think would be extremely helpful to folks. Can you talk about that section a little bit as Haley is pulling up your website?
Yes, of course. Thank you, Haley, and thank you, Bill. And just quick shout out to Anya Khan, our web designer, who does all of this and keeps it fresh. And our resources section is really full of thought leadership articles and things we find that make us stop and say, "Oh, wow, this is a good one. Like this is the right thing." It's also full of our blog posts where not only myself and the team, but other contributors share their ideas not just around workplace, but around diversity, around kind of growth planning, around career pathing. So, all of these resources in here are things we found that we feel are really, really important. The one about the linear path is a blog I recently wrote around my career journey and how when we hire people, we look at a resume and we assume that's that person. And we put so much stock in a piece of paper that if there's one thing I could change, it would be just no resumes. They are worthless because you're not meeting the person. This blog is about my journey, how if I wrote all my jobs on a resume, I would never get hired anywhere. It was so curvy, so crazy. I did so many things. Each step along the way taught me how to do better customer service, to think before taking action, to partner with other leaders, to work in different industries. And had someone just seen a piece of paper and not said, wow, there's something here, who knows where I'd end up now. But we put too much stock in that resume. You really should look beyond that and be willing to talk with the person. Some people just aren't great writers, and asking to put your life on a piece of paper and keep it under 2 pages is a pretty big ask and kind of ridiculous when we think about it. So I would just encourage people to think a little differently and hire for character and hire for integrity and hire for the people that are going to drive your business to the next level. One last thing on that, the best piece of advice I ever got when building my business is hire people not like you because it will work so much better. And you want to hire people for your own gaps. So be aware of your own gaps when you're adding to your team so that you can kind of round out what you have.
And that's hard to do because it's easy as human beings to gravitate towards somebody who is like-minded or has the same
Yes.
interests. So it's incredibly difficult to do.
Yes.
So let's talk about your team here. So you continue to grow your team. You
We
now have 10 colleagues. I know. I guess was it Tyler is your most recent hire,
Yes,
right? Okay.
Tyler is our most recent addition to the team,
Okay.
and he is amazing. He's a talent acquisition strategist, and this is a new offering for us. So, adding Tyler really gave us the ability to expand what we could do. So, since we work with growing businesses, we're constantly getting asked to help people hire top talent or find them. And I've always had to say, no, we don't do that, but I know someone who does. And I wanted to help my clients all the way. I didn't want to pass a torch. So bringing Tyler on gives us that ability to really find top talent and place them with our clients so that they're not awake at night wondering how they're going to fulfill their customers' needs. So Tyler is our newest. And then if you scroll up, we have just a wonderful team. Megan Keogh is now our senior HR advisor. She was recently promoted. I'm a big fan of growth, and Megan has joined us less than a year ago and has just caught the world on fire. She's amazing. She supports our clients, several clients as a lead. And then Dominique Revere, PhD, is one of our other consultants who helps with many different aspects. So her background is learning and development and diversity, equality, and inclusion. And she works with several of our clients and helps them from an HR strategy standpoint, and also thinking about building very inclusive cultures behind words on a wall that go far beyond just a statement. If you want to take it to the next level, then you work with Dominique. So Anya is our creative director and does all the things you see, from the website to the newsletter to our social. If you follow us on any social channels, you know Anya's content is pure fire. It's so good. So please follow us if you're not. She's amazing. And then we have Jody and Andrea, who are our support team. They really help us as HR administrators. Lizzie is our intern that's with us for a few months, but hopefully forever, because we love her. And we really are enjoying her. And then we have Melissa and Erica, who also support our clients in different capacities. So Erica's an ops expert. She does everything from business efficiency to supply chain, warehouse build out. She's brilliant on the whole supply chain side. And then Melissa's working with our Harmony in a Box clients. So we really have a team of rock stars. I'm truly blessed to have this squad behind me, because anyone who runs a business knows the days are long and it's hard, and you need people who just got your back. So I'm incredibly thankful for them.
Well, you know what's funny is I actually know Erica, have known her for some time, and these complimentary words that you are giving her, you're actually selling her short. She is
True.
beyond brilliant. She really is. She's incredibly knowledgeable. I know we've networked in the past, and she was, you know, without divulging too much information, would kind of detail what she would do and when she went into a company and how she would assess operations and workflow. And she just really is incredibly brilliant. And I know you're thankful to have her on your team. So,
Yeah, she's amazing. She's amazing. And I mean, Erica has her own business as well, and you can work directly with her at Pokeyoke. She does great like operations work and acts as interim COO. So absolutely, she's phenomenal. And you should have her as a guest.
yeah, let's have her on. Let's do it. Let's do it. Eric, are you listening? I'm sure she is.
I'm sure.
Yeah. So what else would you like to chat about? I know you've been very active in the chamber. How has your experience been so far?
It's so great. You know what I love most is being able to meet new folks and connect with people who I've crossed paths with now for a couple years, and see them at events or see them come across in the newsletter. And it's like, oh, you're here too. I feel like it's a very welcoming community. So my time so far has been wonderful. I think the chamber in general is very active in that there's a lot of different avenues and ways to plug in. I really enjoy the Reach program. I enjoy the events that happen under that umbrella. I got to attend my first breakfast the other week, which was really nice, and I was kind of blown away. I believe you guys were giving out grants to schools, and it just kind of blew me away, like all the ways you're touching the community and the county. So it's been a wonderful experience so far.
Yeah, and for 95 years, this chamber has been doing it. I mean, we've been through so many economic cycles and businesses that, you know, are open for a long time and then need to, you know, close for whatever reason. And then new entrepreneurs come in and revive the area again. So we're just thankful to be a part of it all.
Yeah, everyone is amazing. You guys do a great job. And this is so innovative and cool that you're kind of taking time to talk with the business owners, because I feel like you can learn so much from just a chat. So I appreciate you inviting me.
Oh, it's our pleasure. And you're exactly right. And I think again, if some of the other business owners are watching or listening, if you're a member of the chamber, you are more than welcome to come on. And to your point, Lauren, this is an opportunity for people to show their human side, right? It's not, you know, an advertisement in a newspaper. It's not a 30-second spot, or it's not a reel on Instagram. Like, this is an opportunity to directly connect with your audience in a very genuine and authentic way that maybe communicates your message a little bit different to folks. So
Mhm.
hopefully, again, you are able to catapult your business a little bit further.
Yeah, I think it's
So
great.
good. Well, what else do you want to chat about? We have a few minutes left. You know,
Y-
don't want to deny you
well, I
anything
think
else that you
one of
want
the
to chat
things
about.
Yeah, I think one of the things originally I had mentioned to Haley was just talking about one of the things I'm seeing with people we're working with and with clients that come our way is just the flying under the radar. They don't always know how much it's costing them to have not great talent in their business. And so I was telling Haley that there's like this hidden cost of, yeah, people are your biggest expense, but oftentimes you have people who maybe aren't contributing 100% and you don't necessarily know it, or you don't know how to bring it up with them. And I would say that, those conversations, while they're difficult, they're not impossible. And if you can take inventory or assessment or identify, you can do a very simple exercise to identify who's doing what and where there's overlap and where there's opportunity to streamline things. But then what does that free up for people? So my team will tell you every week, words out of my mouth are like, how can I free up your time, or what do we need to free you up? And the reason for that is, yes, I want them to have really great balance in their life and enjoy time away from what we do. But two, if they're wasting time on something that's not beneficial or spinning wheels on something, I want to know so we can figure that out together and stop that. And if something's becoming a time burner, I always want to know that, because that's either something we have to automate or streamline or cut. Like, nothing should be like consuming all of your time. So we're constantly kind of retooling how things get done. And I would encourage a small business owner that a lot of times we get stuck in like, oh, this is the way we've done it. This is the way it's been done 52 years. Why? Well, that's exactly why you should change, because that way has gotten you here. But to get to the next level, you probably need to look at some of that and evaluate how things are going. And that includes people. And we're here to support that, because people conversations are not easy. And they're the things that get pushed off the most and then end up costing the most. So, I mean, it's good to make pragmatic decisions, but then it's equally as important to act swiftly once you know what you need to do.
Yeah, and I think as a business owner too, I think COVID has taught us a lot about being a little bit more open-minded and being able to shift. So, I mean, that goes along right along with what you're saying, is to kind of evaluate and look for new ideas and different suggestions. So, yeah, good stuff.
You're
All right,
absolutely
good.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to share before we go?
No, I just appreciate the chamber very much. And if there's any chamber members who would want to have a chat and just learn more about us, I'd be happy to do that. There is special member pricing for our program as well. So any chamber participant gets 15% off our program. So that's a really big savings and it makes it really affordable. So let us know. You can email advisor at Workplace Harmony HR if you'd like to learn more.
Awesome, thank you. And we'll put the contact information in the show notes as well. So if, again, if folks are listening to this or watching it afterwards, we certainly can reconnect with you. So
That's great.
great. My guest today has been Lauren Williams. She is the Chief Boss Lady and founder of Workplace Harmony. Thank you so much for being on today. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. It's our pleasure. Well, folks, thanks again for tuning into this episode of Chamber Chat Live. My name is Bill Vitiello. I'm the Director of Institutional Relationships and Marketing for the Victory Bank in Limerick. And until we connect again, all my best. Bye for now.